And feel your arms hanging and dangling. Release the abdomen consciously. Feel the weight at the bottoms of the feet. Match the crown of the head to the sky, so the crown is flush to the ceiling as the tailbone points towards the ground. And centered, full abdominal breathing, breathing in, expanding, breathing out, seeing how much you can release on the out breath. Each time exhaling, more pressure, more weight on the bottoms of the feet. The chin is down just slightly, about half an inch or an inch, so the neck is part of the line of the spine. Shoulders sit right on top of the rib cage. And letting the arms hang with gravity. Placing your mind in your hands, rolling the hands forward, up, back towards the chest and down. Using the legs a little bit, and the shoulders stay relaxed and sitting the whole time. Minimizing the muscle effort in the arms, continually minimizing that. Our focus of attention is in the space between the hands. And sending the mind clearly the other direction. The hands will follow. Residing in the space between the palms. Less and less in the arms. And then letting the hands turn flat and then flowing forward, commencement movement, shoulders stay down, elbows lead on the way down, letting the shoulder joints physically open and release. Just like you're doing this in water, the arms would float away from the body. And all you have to do is think of the elbows. That would be enough to draw the elbows down through the water. Nice, good in-breath, rising, emptying the abdomen on the out-breath, sinking. Yeah, a little wider, toes out, knees out. Hang a little bit so you get a bit more of a bend. Shift the weight and turn the hips. Nice rounded arm shape. For serving tea. It's not the feeling that we're moving the arms. It's the feeling that I'm pressing down the leg and foot into the ground to shift the weight and turn the hips. And the arms are just moving with the body. So the shoulder joints stay open, elbows are a little bit bent, rather than doing a separate arm movement. Just have this nice rounded shape. And the whole shape is moving because of the work in the legs and hips. The shoulders are still sitting right directly on top of the uppermost rib. So the shoulders aren't doing anything. Breathing in, the belly expands. Releasing on each out breath. And one foot in front of the other. Call that a bow stance. And slightly forward, arms flow forward and up. And take a moment to just get some of these things we need to have. Hanging vertically. Relaxing, flowing out, breathing into the belly. elbows pointed towards the floor. Giving more work into the legs by hanging out, letting those knees bend. And taking the tension and tightness upper body will allow the legs to take more of the work. Let's do some on the other side. Again, take a moment here, checklist before you start the movement, and then we get a better quality movement right from the beginning. Releasing the abdomen. Okay, so let's review that new move, newish move, cross hands to penetrate. So again, the arm motion is coming from holding the ball, right hand high, and a switch, or this is where the term cross hands comes in this context. They pass each other. Top hand passing on the outside, the front. Bottom hand comes up the inside. And then now the top hand, which will be the left hand, goes straight forward like you're serving tea. Other hand in front of the hip, like a brush knee. So from the side, the right hand will be high. This is coming right out of high pat on horse. Top hand drops down in front. Bottom hand comes up on the inside. That's the crossing hands part. Then as we shift the weight forward, if we were shifting the weight, that sends the left hand forward, palm up, fingertips pointing straight forward. And that would be to the sidewall. Right hand is in front of the right hip. So if I did a mirror image, top hand drops down in front, bottom hand rises up on the inside. Now the left hand is up and the right hand is down. And left hand goes forward like you're serving tea. Right hand, palm down in front of the hip. Right. So it's mirror image, switching. And then you can think of serving tea. And this serving tea part is shifting the weight forward. In terms of the move, this is the penetrate part. Cross hands to penetrate. Cross hands to penetrate. So if we take it from single whip, we'll go through high pat on horse to access that move. So single whip. So shifting back, right hand opens and flows back, peel off the front foot, touch down on the ball. Right hand scoops through 6 o'clock, comes up to 12 o'clock, left hand drops down. So that's high pat on horse. We cross the hands, top hand comes down, bottom hand comes up. And we take a regular step on the left heel, shift the weight forward, left hand goes forward, right hand down. Okay, so from that single whip, going into and through high pat on horse, holding the ball. Top hand comes down, bottom hand comes up, step, shift the weight forward. Okay, so once more, going through high pat. hands pass each other, step, penetrate. Okay. Any questions there?
No, I think I'm all right.
Okay. So let's do a little bit of review. Let's go back. We'll go through the 7 cloud hands, the 3 cloud hands, everything in between, right to that new move, and then we'll carry on.
Okay.
And carry on from there actually is a bunch of moves we already know. Okay, so single whip just before the 7 cloud hands. So then shifting back to the right leg, turning on the left heel, again the cloud hands, make sure the knees are bent. The knees are bent directly over the feet. And then right foot, we plant at 45 degrees. Right hand turns palm down like the left, touch down, single whip. We're going into golden rooster, stands on one leg. So shifting to the right leg, turning on the right heel, sit into the right leg, angling, left arm parallel to left leg. Push forward from the left leg and turning on the left heel, get left toes to the corner. Pushing through, right hand opens, pushing through. You could turn on the right heel if you want to make it easier to come up. You can touch down if you need to, raising the right knee and the right arm. Half step behind you, 45 degrees with the right foot, shifting back, peeling off the left foot, raising left knee, left hand. And then as we step back with the left foot, half a step, right hand goes back and up, palm up, planting left foot 45 degrees. Left hand slides down in front of the belly for repulse monkey, correcting on the right ball of the foot and flatten it. First of 3 repulse monkeys, flat foot to the ball, half step behind. And then a full step behind, still planting that right foot 45 degrees, stepping back, turning on the left heel, stand at the left leg, hold the ball, we're slanting flying, half step up, or raise hands a step up. Turn and hold the ball, or stork spreads wings, coming to the wall, pushing to the wall, touch down, facing the side wall. Make sure the right knee is bent. Hands slow into brush knee ready position. Full step for brush knee. Half step up. Touching the right wrist or needle at C-bottom. Weight stays in the right leg the whole time. Coming up using the right leg, not the lower back. Full step on the heel. And through back, starting with left hand low. And left hand rises with the left toes, all the way to the right leg, all the way to the left leg. Right hand goes high and stays open, stepping over with the right heel. Left hand facing the floor, correcting on the left heel. And the left hand passes over the right palm. The weight's forward. As we shift the weight back, hands reverse, right hand on top, passing over the left palm, and all the way back to the left leg, stand on the left leg or hold the bouquet, touching down half a step on the right heel, turning the right foot to the corner as we throw the back fist towards the sidewall, fist back to the hip, full step on the heel for parry and punch. grass bird's tail. So we segue into grass bird's tail by rocking back, turning left foot to the corner, right hand opens and drops. Hold the ball. Stepping on the right heel for grass bird's tail. Hanging from the string, breathing into the belly. Shoulders resting. Single whip. Just before the 3 cloud hands. Shifting to the right leg, turning on the left heel as we enter into cloud hands. Okay, so then 45 degrees with the right foot, hands slide down. Single whip. High pat on horse. Cross hands to penetrate, top hand comes down, bottom hand comes up. Step on the left heel, shifting forward. Left hand points to the side wall, palm up. Okay. Next is turn and kick. It's going to be another right heel kick. Another chop with fist, step, parry, and punch. Grass bird's tail. And as always, what comes after grass bird's tail is single whip. And even the next move is new, but not really new. It's another snake creeps down. It's virtually the same as the first one. In fact, all the leg work, how we come up, how we move, come up, exactly the same. We're just going to do something a little bit different with the arms. Probably maybe something's even easier than the first snake with the arms, but just a slight difference with the arms. But other than that, it's another snake creeps down. And we're very close to the end of the entire set. So after cross hands to penetrate, it's a right foot kick, a turning kick. Looks like this. And I'll just keep on going here for a bit because we know this big chunk here actually. Chop with fist. Step, parry, and punch. Grass bird's tail. Single whip. And we enter, as far as the footwork, exactly the same as the last snake creeps down. So that turn and kick, nothing new here actually. I'm simply going to shift the weight back and turn on the heel. Cross the wrists with the appropriate wrist on the outside relative to the leg I'm kicking with. That's a heel kick, as is almost always the case. It's a heel. And then I drop that heel down in front, have a step to set up for chop with fist. Hold the bouquet, chop with fist, step, parry, and punch. So let's run through that together a couple times at least. Let's take it right through high pat on horse. So we get a chance to do that cross hands to penetrate as we go into that segment that we know. So from the end of single whip. So high pat on horse. Make sure the right knee is always bent. Cross hands to penetrate. So hands pass each other. Top hand drops down in front. Bottom hand comes up inside. Step. That's like a serving T kind of action. Now, as we shift the weight back and turn on the left heel, we're going to bring the right wrist in front of the left. All the weight's on the right leg right now, turning on the left heel. Let's just do that little entrance as the kick a couple times. So here we are at that penetrate. Weight slightly forward on the left leg, left hand forward, palm up. So as we shift the weight back 100% into the right leg, we're going to turn on the left heel. So we shift back to the right leg, turn on the left heel. So we're turning to face the front wall, and the right wrist comes up on the outside of the left wrist as I turn. So by the time I'm facing the front wall, the wrists have crossed. So if we go right from that penetration part, so left foot forward, left hand pointing towards the sidewall, palm up, right hand down. So shifting the weight back and turning on the left heel. As I turn, the right wrist comes to the outside of the left wrist. Of course, both palms are facing towards me, towards the face, all the way to the right leg. Shift the weight back to the left leg. We can touch down and turn on the left heel if our left toes aren't close to that 45 degrees. So we can do a little correction here. And we simply pick up the right knee, pull the toes back, and kicking towards the side wall. Of course, that sends the arms out. Let's do that again, and then we'll go a little bit further. Let's actually take it from the single whip right through high pat and cross hands to penetrate. Okay, so from single whip, high pat on horse, shifting back, peeling out the front foot. Hold the ball with right hand high, hands pass each other. Step, cross hands to penetrate. Turn and kick, shifting back, turning on the left heel. The right hand will come up, crossing wrists. Shifting back to the left leg. Chances are we haven't got our left toes quite to the 45 degrees, that front corner, so we can touch down and turn a bit more on that left heel. Then when we're ready, we pick up the right knee, pull the toes back because it is a heel kick. Kicking out sends the arms out. When I drop that right heel, I drop it in front of my left foot, just a little step, half a step, and my right hand drops with it to go into hold the bouquet. Let's do that one more time. The whole little sequence there. Single whip, going into high pat, peeling out the front foot, touching down, scooping through and forward and up, switching the hands, step, cross hands to penetrate, shifting back, turning on the left heel, facing the front wall, right wrist comes in front of the left, shift back to the left leg, touch down, turn on the left heel if I need to, pick up the knee, pull the toes back, kicking out sends the arms out, dropping the right heel down, also drops the right arm down, so the right arm can swoop down and up into hold the bouquet. Now we're perfectly set up for chop with fist. I simply shift the weight into the right leg. As I turn the right leg and foot to that back corner, it sends the fist up and out, all the weight into the right leg, peeling off the left heel, as always for chop with fist. Full step on the left heel for parry and punch. Step, parry and punch. Grass bird's tail. Rock back, turn left toes to the corner. Drop the right hand and open it to hold the ball to the left leg. Step with the right for grass bird's tail. And of course, single whip. Let's do that whole segment again. Let me know if you have any questions. So from single whip going through high pat on horse, shifting back, right hand opens, flows backward, peeling off the front foot, touching down, keeping that right knee bent as we stand in it. Hands pass each other, step. Left hand high. Shifting back, turning on the left heel. Right hand comes up in front of left, all the way to the right leg, all the way back to the left leg. If I don't need to correct my left foot, I just pick up my right knee directly, ready for the kick. Or if I need to correct that left foot, I touch down a little bit, turn a little bit, then pick up that knee. Kicking with the heel, sends the arms out. Dropping that right heel down in front of the left foot, and the right arm does the same thing. It drops down to swoop up to hold the bouquet. Then I shift the weight forward. That propels the fist up and forward through 12 o'clock. Of course, my right foot has turned to the corner. Shifting all the weight into the right leg, peels off the left heel, brings the fist back to the hip. Left hand out, step, parry and punch. Segue into Grasper's tail or rock back. Open right hand and drop it to hold the ball. Stand, hold the ball, step into Grasper's tail. %, weight shift, 100% weight shift, going through single whip. Hanging from the string, breathing in the belly. Let's do that one more time.
Brad, right after the right kick, when your feet go down, how are you not instepped?
Okay, before going into chop with fist.
Yes.
Okay, so chop with fist is one of those steps that are exempt from the concept of instepping.
Okay.
Yes, you are right. Not only are we instepped, we are extremely instepped. We're so instepped that not only does the line from that front heel bang into the foot behind, it actually goes well past that. It doesn't even bang into that foot behind. That's how much it's instepped.
Okay.
So it doesn't apply because it's a different kind of platform, different kind of shape. So this foot is 45 this way, 45 that way. So it's a step where instepping does not apply.
Okay.
Okay, so let me do that to the camera once. So after, let's see here, maybe I'll just do the leg work. So that's going to be the kick, right foot kick. So there's the kick. I drop that heel down. I turn it 45 to the corner and give a slightly different angle. So I'm kicking straight forward, drop it half a step directly in front of the, normally we wouldn't step in front of the back foot, right? We step over. Because I have this platform 45 here and 45 there, it makes it more stable by having both feet out 45. So I drop it down front, go half a step, turn it to the 45, shift the weight. So I kick straight forward, drop the heel down in front of the rear foot, turn the foot and leg 45 degrees. Now once more, this angle here. Now, especially when someone's first learning the set, it's an awkward step. And some people have a hard time keeping the balance. And having one foot in front of the other is more challenging because it's kind of like you're on one line. So in the beginning, I like to tell people, and it can apply now too, it's okay if you don't step right in front. You could step over a bit like a regular step and then turn your foot 45 degrees. Usually that's easier for people as far as balance because I have a wider base. So if a person's really, and of course at the school, at the club, we are on a matted floor, so there's a fair amount of give, which makes balance even more challenging. So people find sometimes it's quite difficult to get stable balance. So it's totally okay for a while to not step directly in front, but to step over like a regular step and then turn the foot 45 degrees like we would for this step. This makes a wider base. But just so people know that eventually or ultimately, the actual technical official step is directly in front.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, so from single whip through high pat into cross hands and penetrate. So hang out and breathe to release the abdomen. And shifting back, opening the right hand, setting the right hand back, peeling off the front foot, touching down. Hold the ball, hands pass each other, step, and the penetrate. The turn and kick, shifting back, turning on the left heel. Left hand comes with the left leg, right hand comes up on the outside of the cross. So you turn that left foot as far as comfortable and shift the weight. If we need to touch down to turn on that left heel again, we do that now, or we simply pick up the right heel, the right knee, right from that spot on the ground. Heel kick, sends the arms out. Dropping that heel down, half a step in front of the left foot, also drops the right hand down, and the right hand swoops up to hold the bouquet. Shifting forward. Of course, that right foot is turned to the corner. And all the weight on the right leg brings the fist back. Step on the heel for a step, parry, and punch. Rock back, left foot to the corner. Hold the ball with the right hand low. Grass bird's tail sequence. Single whip. Okay, well, let's touch briefly on this next snake. And we'll get a fairly good introduction to it. Again, only difference is going to be the hands. In fact, let me illustrate the hands just standing here, and you can go through it with me if you like. We're going to be coming from here with the hands from single whip. Now, the first snake, we did what? We did an angling. As we shifted the weight back into that right leg, we angled, and then right hand opened and shot forward as we shifted the weight forward, shot forward and up. And the other hand went palm down. So one more time, that previous snake creeps down, went from golden rooster, we did that angle, and then as we pressed forward, right hand open and shot forward and into that golden rooster position. Now, this snake creeps down from single whip. Right hand opens and both hands come down in front of your center line, palms facing the floor. So let me just illustrate this shape in this position. Right in front of your center line. So I go from the end of single whip to end of single whip to both hands come right in front of center line below the navel, both palms facing the floor. Now, what, may you ask, or the heck are we doing with this? So one very basic application of that is, in terms of self-defense, if someone is coming to grab you and specifically drop down to pick you up, which will happen against a woman, drop down to pick them up over the shoulder, right? Or with a guy, it's dropping down to take them down to the ground. It's called shooting. They're shooting for the hips or the legs. And so they're coming down. And so this is a shooting down, pressing down on the back of their head. Imagine coming down, someone coming down towards me here, grab my legs and or my hips and then take me back and down. I'm doing a shot to the back of their head. And there's that snake action, dropping down. So that's just to give a reason in your mind of what's happening with those arms. So I go from single whip hand position to both hands open, palm down, in front of my center line. And then pressing forward to come up on the left leg, just like before. Footwork is exactly the same. My hands are going to cross right hand underneath. So the right hand shoots forward like before, somewhat like before, and that comes forward, crosses underneath the left wrist, both palms down. Now, once I go here, I'm really going into the next move. So I'm kind of hesitating to go right into that next position because that's technically the next move. But like the first snake, we kind of have to flow into Golden Rooster. We're going to have to flow into this next move. It's called step up to form 7 stars. Here. And you can think of that as a block from a blow, yeah, from a blow from on top. Crowbar or beer bottle or hammer fist coming down. So that's protecting top of the head. And I'll just mention it now. Those hands are like all the other fists. So they're going to form fists, but as always, they're relaxed fist or an open fist. Okay. So we'll just touch upon it a couple times and then devote next class to really getting through that, getting familiar with all the details. So if I'm at the end of that single whip, I'm going to shift the weight back and turn on the right heel, just like before. And the left foot's going to turn to the other corner as I come forward. So the footwork, body movement, weight shift, exactly the same. Only difference is what we're doing with the hands. Okay. So from the end of single whip, I shift the weight back, turn on the right heel, get the right toes to that corner, and shift the weight to the right leg. Now, I open the right hand, and as I sit into the right leg, I bring the wrists together, palms down, in front of your center line. So basically that works out to being just in front of your right leg. I open up the left foot by turning on the left heel, push forward with the right leg, and again, I can turn on my right heel if I want to make it easier to come up. And I shoot my right hand, my right wrist underneath my left, palms down, come up, touch down, balance step on the right ball of the foot, hands here, so you can see underneath your wrists. So we just did the second snake creeps down and into step up to form 7 stars. That's the next move, step up to form 7 stars. Okay, so let's try that once again. So I turn on the right heel as I shift the weight back. As I sit a little bit into that right leg and right hip, I open my right hand and both hands slide down. Wrists come close together, palms down. Then I push off that right leg like before, open on the left heel, and shoot my right wrist under my left, come up, touch down. By the way, that's always the balance step. We keep that always. So unlike Golden Rooster, where we can surpass that balance step if we have the balance and control, come straight up. This is part of step up to form 7 stars. Touching down on the right ball of the foot. It's part of it. Okay, one more time. So shifting back, turning on the right heel, a little mini squat into the right leg, right hand opens and slides down, left hand slides down, palms facing the floor, wrists almost touch. Push off the right leg, open up the left foot to the corner, right wrist slides underneath the left, bring up the right foot on the ball. So the hands are crossed, palms are facing the floor or towards the side wall, and open fists. Okay, we're very, very close to the end of the set. So let's hang out, knees bent. A little arm swing to release the tension in the legs and arms. Make sure those knees are bent. Consciously release the abdomen. Hang the tailbone. Nice full breathing in the abdomen. Gradually winding down. And let's do 3 commencement moves. Nice full breaths. Releasing tension on each out breath. Hanging the arms completely with gravity. And then resting the hands below the navel. Some deep, full belly breaths. And then the next time you exhale, release the hands on the exhale. Let them swing naturally and gradually, gently, winding down to vertical stillness as you breathe comfortably in the belly. Weight through the feet. Feel the weight of the arms drop right through the central axis of the arms. Released abdomen as you breathe. And gently rock out. Good, good work.
All right. Thank you. See you Wednesday.
Okay, see you. Bye-bye.
Mm.